Well, Qantas is investigating after a flight carrying several politicians to Canberra had to return to Adelaide Airport for an emergency landing. Smoke had filled the cabin shortly after takeoff. Joining us live with more is aviation expert Geoffrey Thomas. Jeff, always good to see you. Thanks so much for your time. Just how worried should passengers be if they start seeing smoke inside the cabin mid-flight? It would be pretty alarming.
Well, the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. There wasn't actually a fire, but yes, where you see smoke, obviously an alarming situation. According to one of the politicians that was interviewed, it smelled electrical, and that's where the fire, in fact, came from, the cockpit area. And the smoke did enter the cabin, particularly the forward part of the cabin, and the pilots declared pan and made a hasty return to Adelaide Airport, and everything was fine. So, but yes, I mean, there have been over the years some serious in-flight fires that have actually caused the loss of the aircraft. So that the pilots did the right thing and immediately returned, and apparently the crew handled it very, very well. So it all ended up as a good outcome.
Yeah, great result. Absolutely. Interesting to see, what the cause was of all of that after the investigation. Jeff, while I've got you, I did want to get your view on that big announcement by Qantas that we heard recently about the new class of airfare Economy Plus. Is that going to be popular, do you think? Why did they make that move?
I think it'll be immensely popular. A lot of people have been calling for Qantas to do something like this for some time. Virgin Australia have had their Economy X in the market for quite a long time. It's a very popular product. In fact, I flew it. I flew to Brisbane Monday and back on Tuesday in Economy X, and that extra legroom made a tremendous difference. At the moment, Virgin has it in rows 3, 4, 13 and 14, and 13 and 14 are the emergency exit rows. And the legroom is between 13 and 26% more, depending on where you're seated. But Qantas has come in for a little bit of criticism on this new A320 XLR, brand new aircraft, and the economy section is the old 30-inch seat pitch, which is really quite a tight seat configuration, and have now come out and said, yes, we are in fact introducing Economy X type product, or premium economy, and I think it's going to be really popular. They haven't revealed how many seats they'll have, but I think it'll be tremendously popular because, we are getting taller and taller. We're one of the tallest travellers in the world. And on a transcontinental flight from Sydney to Perth, or Melbourne to Perth, or Brisbane to Perth, it can be a 5-hour flight. And so that extra legroom is certainly appreciated.
Lots of Australians thinking about their summer holiday plans, starting to book flights. Where are we at in terms of pricing at the moment? How is the market?
Well, look, yes, the pricing, there's been all sorts of discussions about the pricing, Ash, and there's various numbers have been quoted, since the beginning of COVID, when prices were very low, prices have gone up a little bit. But in actual fact, the real measure is since 2019, when we went into COVID, and the numbers are really quite astonishing. Business class is down by 35%, full economy down by 44%, and best discount is actually up a little bit by 4%. But going forward, I looked at fares between Sydney and Perth and Sydney and Hobart for November, December and into January, and they're really quite reasonable. Transcontinental, $361, down to Hobart between $119. A few days it was up to $300 something, depending. There's just a couple of days where it was up at that high figure, obviously a full plane. But there seems to be some really good fares still in the marketplace now for December and January. So get online and book.
Yeah, get booking. All right, Geoff Thomas, really appreciate your insights as always. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.